Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel. It is Wednesday, April the 16th, 5:17 a.m. with the Big Blue Mug of Coffee. I hope you're having a great day today. And just a quick reminder, could you please give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the channel? Just click on subscribe. Last week, being sick, off for 4 days, no videos, it kind of wreak some havoc on the algorithm, and my channel just hasn't been getting any traction out there. So if you could help out, that would be appreciated. Thank you very much. So today, back to an issue I haven't talked about here in a while on this channel, and that's talking about Alberta separatism. Now, if you're in Canada, you're probably wondering what the hell's going on out here in Alberta. I can just tell you, without getting too specific, that the separatist movement is on the march here in Alberta right now. We'll probably have more information on that within the next couple of weeks. But listen, we've got an election coming up on April the 28th. Regardless of who wins, whether it's Poilievre or Carney, the separatist movement is out here in Alberta and it is moving forward. But separatists are licking their chops if the Liberals win on April the 28th, because it will add jet fuel to the separatist movement out here in Alberta, I can tell you. And every time Mark Carney talks about oil and gas or pipelines, it's like music to the ears of a separatist here in Alberta.
Il faut choisir quelques projets, quelques grands projets, pas nécessairement des pipelines, mais peut-être des pipelines. On verra.
That was on April 13th. As you can tell, he's speaking French there on French television, not committing to pipelines at all. Here is my premier, the greatest premier in all of Canada and in the sovereign province of Alberta. Here she is with a response to what Carney said. So it would appear Mark Carney is now just fine with Canada continuing to be 100% reliant on the United States to purchase all of our oil and gas and to purchase all of the fuel used by Ontario and Quebec from the U.S. through Line 5. This is absurd, irrational, and anti-Canadian in every respect. It's also the exact opposite of what he promised while in Alberta a couple of weeks ago. Does he want Canada to be strong, prosperous, and independent, or not? Carney says pipelines not necessarily among major projects to prioritize. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here, folks. My premier, Danielle Smith, within the next 12 days will be on the road with Pierre Poilievre. I think he needs her out there because she is a wonderful speaker and she doesn't take any shit from Mark Carney.
To the new Prime Minister and the Liberal Party, I have one message. Alberta has had enough. Enough with Ottawa trampling over our provincial jurisdiction like Canada's Constitution doesn't exist. Enough with the meaningless virtue signaling climate policies that only make Canadians poorer and threaten our energy security. Enough of their screw the West, we'll take the rest mentality. Enough with their soft on crime policies that let repeat offenders roam the streets on bail. Enough with their unsafe supply, their open border policies, their censorship laws, the list goes on and on.
Danielle Smith can see the writing on the wall. She's talked about a national unity crisis. Well, if the Liberals get in, for God's sakes, there's going to be a national unity crisis. And all the Liberals out there in the East saying they want to save Canada, Canada strong with elbows up and everything, are dooming their country, is what they're doing. You know, we've been dealing with a hangover from the first Trudeau for 45 years with the National Energy Program out here. I've only been out here for 12 years. I still hear people talking about it. Looking for a good deal within Canada. We've got groups out here that want to work within Canada. No, it's time to get the hell out. Here's Jason Kenney. Now, at the time, I believe he'd just been elected as premier, but here he is talking about Alberta getting a good deal within Canada. This is 6 years ago.
I'll repeat what I said last night and for the last month, that Alberta is going to fight for a fair deal in the Federation. And we don't think it's reasonable for other provinces like Quebec to take our equalization money while opposing pipeline projects that can help us to pay the bills within the Federation.
What's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, how many times does Alberta have to be fooled before we finally decide to get the hell out? And the reason I'm talking about this is because we've got debates coming up. There's one tonight in French and one in English. Tonight, they're going to talk about energy and climate, and they're also talking about that tomorrow night in the English debate. This will get glossed over. It'll all be about climate because Mark Carney's an expert on that. That's what he's all about. What's the saying? Past behavior, best way to predict future behavior? How does he feel about our oil and gas industry? Really?
Maybe up as much as half of oil reserves, proven reserves, need to stay in the ground if we're going to get to where we are.
So we can't meet our ultimate objectives, which is to get to net zero emissions. We can't get there unless we do not just have a cap on emissions, but those emissions are brought effectively to zero.
That was less than 2 years ago on CBC. We need to keep our oil and gas in the ground. So we have a debate tonight. I would love to ask the question. You would probably love to ask Mr. Carney a question. Mr. Carney, how can you be for the oil and gas industry if you're for net zero? He'll probably go on a tangent about putting up windmills and solar panels, which all have to be dug out of the ground somewhere using oil and gas. And then they put them up in beautiful places and despoil the environment. I call it visual pollution. You go into southern Alberta to Pincher Creek, beautiful vista of the Rocky Mountains with eco crucifixes spinning in the way. And we can't put in pipelines because we have a law against them because of the Liberals, and he won't repeal it.
Do you plan to repeal Bill C-69?
We do not plan to repeal Bill 69.
Bill C-69 means there will be no pipelines built in Canada. It's the death knell of the oil and gas industry here in Alberta, and that means it's time to leave. But what about Quebec, you say? They don't want our pipelines going through Quebec. Well, a large percentage of people in Quebec say it's fine to put pipelines through. Here are the numbers on the screen for you right here, right across the country. And I think any transfer payments, equalization payments going to Quebec in the future, which comes mostly from Alberta, should be directly proportional to their cooperation with our oil and gas industry. No cooperation, no more money. Period. Now, as Danielle Smith said in the clip earlier, screw the West, we'll take the rest. That means vote. Vote Rich Ontario. I mean, Carney said nothing really about canola when it comes to Saskatchewan, 100% tariffs from China. He cares about the automotive industry. Well, folks, that Honda story you heard about, them going south, is probably true. You just aren't hearing the absolute truth right now because we're in an election campaign right now. Expect more of the factories to go south because Donald Trump is going to make the United States an attractive place to do business again. Most business leaders in Canada are supporting Pierre Poilievre because he has a better plan for Canada moving forward to make us prosperous. But folks, we're on the verge of separation. And the oil and gas industry is fueling the fire of that. No oil and gas in Alberta. Say goodbye to Canada. Thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.